So in this lecture of transportation and assignment, we are going to look into the special case of transportation problem, which is degeneracy. Now we will look in detail what is the degeneracy in transportation, right? What are the steps involved in the transportation, degeneracy in this transportation, and then we will look into an example to solve the degeneracy in the transportation problem. So let's look into the detail of the degeneracy. So what is degeneracy in transportation? If you see carefully at this matrix here, or you can see the transportation table here, the number of allocations, if you count, they are 7, right? Number of allocations, once you find out the solution with the help of Vogel's approximation method, northwest corner method, or least cost method, the number of allocations you arrived at as a solution are 7, right? Now what are the number of rows? The number of rows are 4 and number of columns are 5. So 5 plus 4, which is 9, 9 minus 1, m plus n minus 1, which is equal to 8, right? 8, m plus n minus 1. But here the number of allocations are 7. So when the number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, then you have arrived at the degeneracy in the transportation, right? The solution degenerates. So what can we do with that? We can, with the help of a small amount, or you can say a minimum, the one which has the minimum cost, we will assign epsilon, or you can say a quantity, clear, for the minimum cell, minimum cost cell, which has the minimum cost, the cell with the minimum cost, right? After that, we will try to solve with the help of modified distribution method, or you can say first of all we will try to find out with the help of Vogel's approximation method, and then we will check the optimality with the help of modified distribution method. Clear? So that is the case of degeneracy when, so m plus n minus 1, when the number of allocations you got are less than m plus n minus 1, then the solution degenerates. So let's look into an example. So here the transportation table is given, the cost matrix is given, where 3 supplies are given and 4 destination, or you can see the warehouses are given. Their constraints are also given, and with the help of Vogel's approximation method, we will try to solve this problem. So what we did, we try to find out row penalties and column penalties. So let's start with the row penalties first. So what is the minimum value here? 2, and the next minimum value 2. So 2 minus 2 is 0. Next, in the next row, if you see, the minimum value is 3 and the next is 4. So 4 minus 3 is 1, and accordingly. So the row penalties are 0, 1 and 1, right? What about column? The minimum value is 2 and the next one is 3. So 3 minus 2 is 1, and accordingly we got 1, 0, 1, 3. So out of all this, if you see here, what is the maximum here? The maximum penalty here is 3, right? So we will try to assign the allocations here. We will try to allocate the packages here. So in the next step, we have allocated in the minimum cost here. What is the minimum cost here? 0. So we will allocate there. So how many up to maximum we can allocate? From 900 and 400 demand, 400 demand and 900 supply, we can only allocate 400. So by allocating 400, the demand of the number 4 warehouse is complete. So we will cancel that, right? So out of, from 400, what is left here in the supply 500 is left. Clear? Now we will repeat the steps in Vogel approximation method. We will find out the row penalty. So what is the row penalty? 2 minus 2, which is equal to 0. 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. And here in the first column, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1, and accordingly, right? So 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. There is a tie in, what is the maximum penalty of 1, 1 and 1. Now if you see here, you can select, once you have tie, you try to select the cell which has the minimum cost, right? If there is a tie in the minimum cost, then you go with the maximum allocations, right? So in the next step, what we will try to do, sorry. So in the next step, what we have done is, here we have taken this third column, right? In third column, the maximum allocation you can do is 500. So we have allocated 500 here. So demand number 3, or you can say third warehouse, as well as the third supply is cancelled. So we have cancelled third demand and third supply. Now again we will try to find out row penalty and column penalty. So for the first one it is 0, second one it is 2, for first column it is 2 and it is 4 here. So what is the maximum penalty here? The 4. And where we can allocate, where we can have the minimum cost. So we will allocate here at the second one. So what can we allocate here? Out of 1000 and 800 we can only allocate 800, that is the maximum demand. So we will allocate 800, so demand of second warehouse is complete, so we will cancel that, right? And out of 1800 is already allocated, so what is left? 200, so we will write 200 here. Clear? So what is left here? 2 and 4. So it is, you can easily visualize the allocation here. So 2 and 4 is the cost here, 200 and 700. What is 200 plus 700? It is 900. So allocate 200 here and 700 here. So you will get 900 as the demand constraint. Clear? So that is the final answer. That is this one. So how many allocations? If you count here the number of allocations, clear? The number of allocations are 5, right? If you see here, number of allocations 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Clear? So m plus n minus 1, 3 plus 4, that is 7, 7 minus 1 is 6 and allocations are 5. So definitely the solution degenerates here. Clear? The solution is degenerate, it is written here. And what is the minimum transportation cost? It is coming out to be 5,300. Clear? So what is the next step? The next step is to, if you see here, we will try to find out the minimum cost cell here, which is a tie here, 2 and 2. You can take one randomly and assign D here. What we will do? Here we have taken 2 as which has the minimum cost. You can take this one as well, right? But here we have assigned D here. Clear? Which is nothing but the artificial quantity, you can say. Now why 2 here? Because it is the minimum transportation cost involved here. And with the help of assigning this D quantity here, we can solve this problem with the help, we can check with the help of modified distribution method. We can check the optimality. So how do we find out the optimality? Let's scan the rows first. Formal procedure of modified distribution method, we will first scan the row here. So here the maximum allocations are there, hence we will assume the dual variable u1 equal to 0. That was the first step in modified distribution method. What was the first step? The first step was to find out the dual variables ui and vj. Clear? So based on u1 is equal to 0. So how do we find out u2, u3, v4, v3, v2 and v1? For the allocated cells, right? What are the allocated cells? v1 plus u1, right, is equal to 2. Now u1 is already, we have assumed 0. So u1 plus v1 is equal to 2. Then obviously v1 is equal to 2, right? Now v1, we have already found out v1. So what will be the value of u2? Because v1 is 2 here, so 2 plus u2 is equal to 4. So what is the value of u2? Definitely it is 2. And simultaneously out of these equations, for this u1 plus v2 is equal to 2. So what is the value of v2? Definitely 2. And so on, we can find out the values of all these dual variables, which is coming out to be v1 equal to 2, v2 equal to 2, v3 equal to 2, v4 equal to 1 and accordingly, right? So what is the next step? Next step is to find out the opportunity cost. So how do we find out that? Opportunity cost Dij is equal to the cost of unoccupied cells minus the summation of the dual variables. So where are they? Unoccupied cells? This 4, 6, 4, 3, 3, 2. Those are the unoccupied cell. We subtract the summation of these two. How do you do that? 4. Let's say for example we try to find out the opportunity cost for this cell, right? So 4 minus the summation of 0 plus 1, that is nothing but 3. So that is what we have written here, 3. Next step, that for 6 minus 2 plus 2, that is coming out to be 2. So that is 2 and accordingly, right? So in this way we can find out the opportunity cost of each and every unoccupied cell. So what was the condition given here for checking the optimality? So each and every opportunity cost of the unoccupied cell should be positive or 0. So if you check here, the values of opportunity cost, they are positive or 0. Hence, we have arrived at the optimal solution. The previous optimal solution of Vogel's approximation method was optimal only. With the help of modified distribution method, we checked here. So what is the answer here? 5300, which is the optimal solution. Clear? So in this way, with the help of just introducing the artificial quantity D in the solution, initial basic feasible solution, we can solve the degeneracy in the transportation problem.